All right, guys, let's get into our underdog of the day. We're going to give these both out one at a time and then parlay them together for those interested to have a little bit of a spicy parlay here on opening day. Sean, who do you like as an outright dog to pull off an upset?
I'm betting the Nationals at plus 150, down to plus 140. I actually like Grant's bet as well. It's just out of range for me. Now, both of these may be a fool's errand on opening day. And let me tell you why. Historically, favorites on opening day who made the postseason the previous year are 90 and 38, 70.3% on the money line on opening day. I believe that's since 2005, 17% ROI. Again, favorites who made the postseason in the prior year on opening day, 70.3%. Opponent doesn't matter if the opponent made the postseason. If they didn't make the postseason, it's basically all checks out the same. On this list, both bets that Grant and I are giving out, the Phillies, and then I'll save Grant's bet. But basically, the Braves, the Yankees, the Royals, the Astros, the Orioles, and the Phillies all fit that 70% system for this year. Why does that happen? Well, bullpens are rested, lineups are locked in, number one catcher playing. You may get your number two catcher on day 2 of the season. And also like players extra focused, right, for opening day. But number one starter, rested, bullpen, I think the main two reasons, and fully healthy lineup. Typically, that's why these favorites tend to do well. Now, where are the Nationals able to take advantage of the Phillies or potentially upset them in a series? It's going to be on the base pass. And I'll talk a little bit more about this in player props, but no team was more aggressive in terms of stealing bases in the second half of last season than the Nationals. I believe they were second or third over the first half of last season. They attempted 1.8 steals per game in the first half. Over the second half, they bumped it to 1.9. They were running wild on the base pass all the time. They faced Zach Wheeler 3 times last year. They didn't attempt a single steal against him. I think whoever gets on today, Cruz, Abrams, Wood, Young, I think any of those guys are running if they have an opportunity against Wheeler today. It's just very difficult to manufacture runs against him. He's actually improved his ability to hold base runners. He's historically given up steals at about like a 75% clip. The past few years, prior to last season, he had been catching more runners than permitting steals. And JT Realmuto certainly helps with that a little bit. He's great at cutting down runners, but Realmuto's pop time every year is getting a little bit slower and a little bit slower, and his stolen base prevention is getting slightly worse, minute by minute, as he continues to age. And Wheeler, with the pitch clock last season, his stolen base numbers regressed a little bit. I think he permitted 6 steals on 9 attempts as opposed to, 4 on 9. Like, it's a little bit easier to steal off of him with the pitch clock. We'll get into some Wheeler props as well on the Player Prop podcast, but I just thought it's worth noting, like, the Nationals need to run in order to have an advantage in this game. They were top 5 in base running value over the second half of last season. And Mackenzie Gore is a pitcher I'm actually going to trust this year. This guy's only 26. He improved his velocity by a full tick last season. His expected ERA decreased by a full run. His BOT ERA decreased by half a run from 4.3 to 3.8. That expected ERA went from 5.2 to 4.2. The stuff plus went up. The pitching plus went up. He has 3 above average offerings. The walk rate is still near 9%, 10%. So if Gore continues to refine that command a little bit, there's still a level jump within this profile. I didn't see it in spring, but he's still a guy I trust. I view him as a league average starting pitcher. And, relative to the rest of the national staff, that is better. The Phillies bullpen edge is going to be what cripples us here. They are actually closer to a league average bullpen by my estimation. They were one of the best in baseball last season. I expect a step back for them this year, but the Nationals also have one of the 2 worst bullpens in baseball. It's like them, the Reds, the Rockies, and the White Sox are all kind of in a tier by themselves at the bottom of the league. So I'm worried the Nats, have a lead here, blow it late. The Phillies bullpen just being better. But in general, I do think the Nats should be closer to plus 130. And it aligns with my directional win totals on these teams as well. I bet the Nats over. I bet the Phillies under. It's not that surprising. I'm betting the Nats here against them on opening day. So going against Zach Wheeler, always a little bit scary. He only threw 71, 75 pitches his last 2 spring starts. So I don't really see him getting past 90 pitches, 5 1/3 innings here in this spot. So hopefully getting into that more league average Phillies bullpen, the Nats can scrape some runs across late and protect the lead.
All right, Grant, what would you like to bring to our underdog card?
So I'm rolling with the Brewers, and John already alluded that he's into it, and for good reason. So right now it's Peralta versus Rodon. Rodon, we've seen him ever since he got that big contract over with New York, had that fantastic season over in San Francisco. He has been incredibly hit or miss at any given time. Just can be great or terrible. For the most part, he's been not great since he's been over with the Yankees. And so far in spring training, not a big sample size, 10 innings, has not looked fantastic. And we don't know what we're getting into with him in this first start of the season. So I'm kind of erring on the side of volatility there. If he's very good or if he's his normal self, him and Peralta pretty close to even. If he's not his normal self, massive edge to Peralta. We look at the lineups. Yankees, not even remotely close to where they were last year in terms of hitting. Obviously, losing Juan Soto is the biggest hit to any hitting lineup in the entire league by a fairly wide margin. Stan shouldn't be in there opening day. So this watered down, I mean, yes, they added Bellinger. Yes, they got Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt and Rizzo kind of just pretty much a swap. We're swapping a righty for a lefty that's an old first baseman. So right now, slight edge probably to the Brewers in terms of hitting. And then bullpen, slight edge to the Yankees. But overall, this comes down to the uncertainty of Rodon. And it's just a spot where we're getting plus 130 for the Brewers here. And that really does not make sense to me. I'm not expecting a ton of runs in this game. The weather is going to be pretty cold over in New York. But starting pitching is either no edge at all or big edge to the Brewers. Relief pitching, slight edge to the Yankees. Hitting, I'd probably give the edge to the Brewers right now. I mean, obviously, Aaron Judge is good. Bellinger, we don't know what kind of season he's going to have. A guy that's always been hit or miss. But overall, this Brewers lineup, I think, is probably slightly better than the Yankees lineup. So I'm getting too many edges here to not take a plus 130 dog in this spot.
If you put the Nationals and the Brewers together, it pays just shy of 5-1 on your money on a 2-leg parlay. A reminder, if you're looking to put this bet in, we've made it as easy as possible for you. There are quick slip links in the episode description, whether you're listening via the podcast or on our YouTube channel.